and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. This is episode number 9 of the Globalisation Revision series over here on my channel. Today we're going to be looking at closing the development gap if it's possible, what the measures are in place currently to help reduce it. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos in this series, I'll link a playlist up here. If you're looking for any other topics, I've also done tectonic processes and hazards, and I have done the glaciated landscapes and change series over here on my channel so far. But yeah, I'm just going to get straight on into this. Please do subscribe. I upload these every Monday at 4:30 p.m. and will continue to do so until the specification is completely done. So yeah. Richer or poorer? Globalisation has revolutionised the world, creating an explosion in global trade and encouraging countries to trade together in blocs, such as the EU. But this process has led to greater inequalities. The GDP of most Asian countries has accelerated rapidly, with China experiencing an economic revolution. Economic growth has outpaced population growth. So China's GDP per capita increased 14 times between 1990 and 2015. The new global elite of super rich has emerged, with China's richest 1% of people owning 1/3 of China's property and industrial wealth. Every global region has increased its GDP per capita from 1980 to 2012. However, the regional rates differ remarkably, with a big disparity between developed countries, advanced countries, plus the newly industrialised Asian economies known as emerging economies, versus the developing economies of Latin America, the Middle East and Africa, particularly sub-Saharan Africa. Between 1980 and 2012, the development gap, which is the difference between the wealthiest and the poorest nations, actually widened. Using social indicators. The Human Development Index, HDI, was devised by the United Nations to provide a measure of life expectancy, education and GDP for every country. By linking GDP to education and health, the HDI, Human Development Index, shows how far people are benefiting from economic growth. The HDI uses 4 indicators: life expectancy, education using 2 indexes, literacy and the average number of years in education, and GDP per capita. Each indicator is converted into a value ranging from 0, which is low, to 1, which is high, and the 4 values are combined into a single index, the HDI. By backtracking data over nearly 150 years, the UN has been able to estimate trends in the HDI since 1870. However, HDI health and education data tend to lag behind economic data, since many countries do not have sophisticated agencies for accurate calculation. Therefore, the most recent data, published in 2014, are for 2007. Women and development. In no country, no matter what its lack of development, are women equal to men. For example, in many LICs, fathers may prevent their daughters from receiving education beyond puberty because school is expensive. Why support them financially when they'll leave home on marrying and sons won't? This view is hard to shift in many rural societies. Even in HICs, women earn less than men and are less likely to be promoted. So the UN has developed the Gender Index, the Gender Inequality Index, which uses indicators relating to reproductive health. As gender inequalities decline, fertility rates and maternal mortality rates fall, and the age of having a first child rises. Empowerment. Women enter politics as they become more empowered. And then 3, education and employment. Staying on at school and university opens up more opportunities for women. Environmental quality indices. The link between economic development and environmental quality is well established. Air quality deteriorates as economic development increases. There are many cases linked to energy production, industrial processes, and road transport. Key pollutants include sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, particulates, and volatile organic compounds. These can all lead to respiratory problems. Most HICs have improved their air quality by controlling vehicle emissions, by transferring manufacturing overseas, outsourcing the problem. Most countries record air pollutants and calculate air quality indices, but in slightly different ways, and so international comparisons are difficult. A widening gap. Just as there is a gap between the economic growth rates in different global regions, widening income inequalities also develop within countries. The increasing inequality of income distribution within countries can be measured using the Gini index, an index with values between 0 and 100% using the Lorenz curve. A low index indicates more equal income distribution. 0 represents perfect equality, with everyone having the same income. This would show close to a straight line. A high index value indicates unequal distribution. 100 corresponds to perfect inequality, where one person has all the income. This would be shown with a curve far from the straight line. The advantage of the index is that it measures inequality rather than giving a single indicator for the entire population, such as the GNI. However, only about 1/3 of countries publish a Gini index. China's economic and environmental inequalities. China has a structural problem. Most of its economic growth is based on industries exporting low-value products. The Chinese people have been used to provide a cheap labour pool, and in spite of wages rising, many Chinese workers are not much better off than they were before industrialisation. An east-west divide now exists in China as income declines further inland or west as you go. Almost all of the major cities and industrial zones on the coast, the urban dwellers have higher incomes than rural. The 2010 Gini index for China as a whole was 47%, and its inequality is rising. Chongqing on the Yangtze River in the Sichuan province is at the heart of the economic development around the Three Gorges Dam. 30 million people now live here. It's one of China's dirtiest cities, and its filthy air causes thousands of premature deaths. For a quarter of the time, air quality doesn't reach the Chinese government's own safety standards. China may be doing well economically, but at what expense for the environment? Anyway, that is the end of episode number 9 of the globalisation series. I hope you learnt something. I hope you got something from it. Please do subscribe down below if you learnt something, enjoyed it, I guess. Next week we'll be looking at rising tensions, and so please do subscribe down below. I upload these every week on Monday at 4:30 p.m. and as I said before, please let me know down below what you'd like to see next. Is it either coast or regeneration? Let me know down below. It's up to you guys. Fab. See you same time, same place next week. Please do subscribe. It really helps me out, and yeah, see you soon.